This is the press gallery's X account. And here's what they posted. They said 1 hour ago, the House meets today at 12 p.m. So that'll be Eastern time. So that'll be about 9 Pacific. See everyone in about 3 hours. And I think that they're going to have a vote today for the new speaker. And so let's poke around and see who we have now. The guy's name is Mike Johnson. They didn't have anything on what happened behind closed doors, but they came out, they voted, and this guy is the next one. So we've gone through a bunch of these. Okay, we've gone through Scalise, we've gone through Jordan, we've gone through Emmers. That was a very short-lived thing, and so now we're on Johnson. And here's what he said. And this was a pretty rowdy little event here. You can see we got Boebert over here, we've got Stefanik's here, you got Scalise over here. They're all kind of cheering away. And so let's listen in and see what they said when they made this announcement.
We want to thank all the press for waiting. It's been quite a process. Democracy is messy sometimes, but it is our system. This conference that you see, this House Republican majority, is united.
Lowered that.
I'm honored to have the support of my colleagues, and what they understand about this is servant leadership. We're going to serve the people of this country. We're going to restore their faith in this Congress, this institution of government. America is the last best hope of man on the earth. Abraham Lincoln said it. Ronald Reagan used to remind us all the time, and we're here to remind you of that again.
Right on.
We're going to restore your trust in what we do here. You're going to see a new form of government, and we are going to move this quickly. This group here is ready to govern, and we're going to govern well. We're going to do what's right by the people. And I believe that people are going to reward that next year. But we have a lot of big priorities ahead of us right now. The world is on fire. We stand with our ally, Israel.
Please don't clap and yell into the mic, please.
We have a very busy agenda. We have appropriations bills to get through the process, but you are going to see this group working like a well-oiled machine. We owe that to the American people. The people up here have been sent here by the people of this country to do this job, and we are going to do it well. We commit that to you. Thank you for allowing us to go through the process and get to this. It was worth it, and we are going to serve you well.
All right. They look pretty excited. Wow. They have a little glow to them.
The intention is to go to the House floor tomorrow and make this official. And
that's
so
today.
We'll be doing that. And if there are any questions, we'll take a couple. But we're all pretty weary. What's that? The intention is to go at noon tomorrow.
How many votes did you get?
I don't know.
All of them. All the votes.
Yeah, we have some folks absent, and I'll be working with them tonight. So.
Apparently it was unanimous.
I don't know what the final total was. We're united. We're united. There were no votes against.
Mr. Johnson, you helped lead the efforts to
listen.
Overturn the 2020 election results. Will you
Next question.
Okay, so we got to play that again. All right, we got to play that again because that was funny. Okay, listen to this lady right here. Shout out to this woman. Do you hear her? This sweet lady is blasting that loser reporter. Watch her. She says, "Shut up! Shut up!" And they're basically saying no policy questions, okay? They ask him about the election. Weren't you part of the effort to overturn the election? How do you sleep at night? Are you fearful of being indicted by that deranged thug, Jack Smith? And so he's like, okay, look, we're no policy, all right? We're just coming out here united. Relax. Listen, watch this lady. She is not taking it at all. Good for her.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, you helped lead the efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Will you
Next question.
Next question.
I'm very confident.
Wow.
One more question.
Why don't you give more room for the cameras, not the still, but the actual?
Love her. I love it.
Maria Salazar is our media director.
You've asked your question. You asked your question. Go away.
Go
We're
away.
not doing policy tonight. Any other questions? Other than that, thank you for being here. Let's go.
Anyways, that is what's happening. Now, they look very excited about that. Anytime Congress is excited, I get a little nervous. I just got to be honest. That's my initial reaction. Every time they're excited, I'm like, oh gosh, what do they have? Does Mike Johnson have like a $70 trillion bill in his back pocket? They're all like, hey, $1 trillion for me. We love you, Mike. Their excitement could be good. Maybe Mike Johnson's amazing. In fact, there are some pretty interesting clips about him. And so some people are dropping these. Here's one when he was on the Judiciary Committee. Let's listen to this.
Well, based on a myriad of objections against this president, Representative Al Green of Texas filed a resolution in the House for impeachment after Trump called for players kneeling during the national anthem to be fired. I mean, come on. You don't like his political positions? Great, but you can't impeach a president because you don't like him. That's not how this system works. We're in a constitutional republic. There are rules here. There are standards. You don't get to make that decision. The voters in this country do. And we have an election coming up in about 11 months. Let the people decide. Don't put yourselves in their place. You don't have the right to do it. You're not following the proper procedure. You're not doing this the right way. It's a rarely used constitutional device in our history. It's supposed to be. Professor Turley ended this way, and I will too. He said, quote, despite my disagreement with many of President Trump's policies and statements, impeachment was never intended to be used as a midterm corrective option for a divisive or unpopular leader, unquote.
Yeah.
Look, we get it. You don't like him. That doesn't mean you can banish him from the marketplace. You can't send him out of his businesses and say he can't hold a position of honor or trust. You don't get the right to do that.
They're doing it.
The people of this country do. We live in a republic. I'm just sick of this. I yield back.
Right on there. Right on there, Mike. It's interesting because you could take a lot of those same comments and apply them to the Republicans now for the impeachment of Joe Biden, right? And that sort of thing, right? It's interesting how this is happening, but like this is literally the pendulum swinging both ways. And the Democrats went hog wild on this, right? 2 impeachments for Trump. They broke all the rules. Now the Republicans are playing their same game. And what's so interesting about this is the left is now sounding like Mike Johnson. You know, they're all sounding, they're sort of taking a play, you know, the playbook from him. It sounds like Raskin almost, you know, is over on the left. So it's interesting how the pendulum swings. But from my position, the Democrats broke the glass, right? We had 234 years of no criminal indictments for former presidents for conduct that was committed while in office. Never happened. And then we fast forward and we've got 3 of them that relate to conduct while in office. And the 4th one related to vindictive prosecution from New York. Tishy's going after all of his cases, you know, all of his companies. And so it's just this onslaught that's going on. But Mike Johnson was railing about that, you know, even some time ago. So that is curious. Here was another exchange. Johnson on illegal immigration.
I'm not sure exactly what you... Secretary Mayorkas, we have the frustrating responsibility on this committee of providing oversight of your agency. But I have to be honest and tell you, I'm not sure exactly what you do at the Department of Homeland Security other than great harm. On your watch, the data is pretty clear. We've had record levels of illegal immigration, a rapid decline in deportations, skyrocketing fentanyl deaths across our country, and the Secret Service, which is a DHS component, can't determine who left cocaine at the White House. Secretary Mayorkas, we have the frustrating...
Yeah, the cocaine story. Remember the cocaine story? So that's pretty curious. And here's another clip. Oh, from Tucker. Okay.
So you were obviously watching there at the State of the Union. When you saw the speaker rip the president's speech into pieces, did you take that as a sign of politeness, as an expression of kindness and friendship?
No, of course not. I mean, it was a shameful display. It was stunning, really, to many members sitting in the House. It was totally unprecedented. It was shameless, and it was also unlawful, Tucker. You know, a lot of people have been talking about this the last 48 hours, and I did a little legal memo to point out to my colleagues that she actually committed a felony when she tore that paper up. It wasn't just any copy of the State of the Union address. It was the copy, the original. And we have over 2 centuries of custom and tradition, and of course the Constitution that calls for the State of the Union address, that when the president delivers the copies to those top legal officers, the 2 top legislative officers in that co-equal branch of government, those are the official documents of the House, and if you tear those up, you violated a specific statute in the criminal code.
Wow. So, how come there's not a special counsel appointed to go investigate Nancy Pelosi? She's destroying official documents. She gets away with it. Hillary gets away with it. Trump takes documents that he's entitled to as the literal president under the opinion power. He has all of it, and they indict him for that. So, all right, I like it. I like what we're seeing so far. Now, we'll see what happens, of course, in the House and whether there are any other major updates over there.